All go, no slow. I like that you tested out your tattoo ideas on your crankset before getting them immortalized in ink across your lower back. Welcome back to another episode of Fixie Points, the show where you all send in photos of your trash builds in order to be arbitrarily roasted and awarded Fixie Points. What's up? I can't be bothered to get out of bed for a silly show like this, and life is short, but don't make it shorter, so be sure to ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous, and subscribe for more fixed gear videos just like this one, and much better than this one. Speaking of Fixie Points, for the nicest riding bikes that I've ever ridden, that you can customize to have your ideal amount of Fixie Points right out of the box, consider checking out our channel sponsor Wabi Cycles, linked at the top of the description. To be clear, Fixie Points is purely for entertainment purposes. What I say inside this video does not reflect my actual opinion of your guys' bikes or the brands. But even if they did, all that matters is your opinion of your bike and, more importantly, whether you actually enjoy riding your bike. I haven't seen any of these bikes yet, so let's see what surprises await us. First up, we have this Fakendale Track. Although you're reasonable for not spending $2,000 for an aluminum frame set from the 90s, I'm going to have to subtract some Fixie Points because you have the wannabe frame set. If I recall correctly, although the Kendo Orbit does take, let's say, heavy inspiration from the Canondale Track, I'm pretty sure that track decal on the top tube is not stock. Props for taking the extra mile by sticking that track decal on to seem a bit more authentic. It makes riding your bike akin to wearing a fake Rolex. But looking at your bike, I can assume that you're from Taiwan, so instead of wearing a fake Rolex, you're probably just wearing a fake Supreme t-shirt that you got at a night market. And we can see that your fake Fixie flexing continues with that chrome sticker on your seat tube, because why use an expensive product for the sake of having a high quality product when you can just be a free billboard on wheels for them? I can only imagine that your Fakendale Track is only a small sliver of the lies that you tell yourself every day just to get social recognition. At least your inauthentic bike looks nice, you get plus 71 Fixie Points, but I hope you can't sleep at night. Hey Zach, you followed me on Strava since I started following you 3 years ago, but never given me any karma. I am disappointed that you value the opinion of strangers on the internet so much. I didn't know that they made people that big anymore. All go, no slow. I like that you tested out your tattoo ideas on your crankset before getting them immortalized in ink across your lower back. There's a few bright sides to being as tall as you are. Number one, it's really easy to get a 63 centimeter frame set on clearance. Unfortunately, it looks like even 63 is too small for you since you have to slam a really long stem just to get enough reach. But another upside, with bigger leg muscles, you can use a manly gear ratio like the 53/16 that you have. And the third upside to being so tall, one of the most annoying things about riding a fixed gear is having people ask if they can ride your bike. And in your case, you can say, yeah, you can ride my bike. I hope your ladder is tall enough though. I do fear for the longevity of your carbon fork and carbon wheels though. Carbon doesn't tend to hold up well over the years with the amount of stress that I would assume you're putting on this bike. And in your case, if you want to save weight, you'd probably save more weight just cutting off your pinky than having all these carbon components. But a slammed stem with drops and a 53/16 ratio and a stripped frame set with very minimal logos, it makes it seem like riding is more important to you than people's opinions of your bike. That's something I can really respect. Plus 81 Fixie Points. Is that enough internet validation for you? Custom painted candy red Ave Maldea from the Philippines. I could have sworn that I've already roasted this bike. I also don't want to roast this bike more because I'm going to the Philippines later this year, and I'm probably going to meet this guy. Yo, you stole this bike? Yeah, you get plus 0. I don't roast stolen bikes. I see that you like to show how hardcore of a rider you are with your never not riding sticker on your fork. Hold on a sec, I need to do some research. Never, not ever, on no occasion, at no time. Not at all, in no way, absolutely not. According to my research, if you're never, that's to say not at all, at no time, never not riding. then you should be on this bike in this photo. You lied to me. There's so many phonies today. What is truth? Can we ever really know truth? When we lie to ourselves on a daily basis, purely for the approval of others. This existential crisis of a bike gets plus 64 Fixie points. Because of the small frame size and the track geometry, there's toe overlap, but I got used to it. Oh, you have a small parallax. Yeah, you're being generous by calling it toe overlap. I like that you positioned your crank arm at the 9 o'clock position instead of the standard 3 o'clock position for this photo, because the parallax in smaller sizes doesn't just have toe overlap, it has crank overlap. But actually, Zach, the parallax is a criterion bike. It's not a true track bike, so it has tighter geometry. But you wouldn't know because you don't have a never not riding sticker, because you know what never means. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is this the reality that we're living in? You're showing me your never not riding sticker and you're literally not riding in the photo with your sticker. Is this not dumb? Why are you gonna have a really steep Chinelli pista stem and then just throw on straight bars on it? Why not just have drop bars? Because the geometry on this bike is so aggressive, if you had drop bars, your knees would probably hit the drops. But Zach, it's aggressive, so that means it's cool. Aggressive means you're a stronger rider, unlike your lax Wabi that is actually comfortable. Again, with your crank arm. 3 o'clock is the standard position, but you intentionally don't put it at 3 o'clock for the drive side to hide the crank arm overlap. I can at least respect the fact that you know the downfalls of this frame set's geometry, but don't pretend that it's not stupid. Look at this photo. You almost have down tube overlap. When you're squeezing geometry that tight, there's a such thing as too far. It's only a matter of time until the geniuses over at MASH SF figure out a way to engineer a bike with such aggressive geometry that the wheelbase is more similar to a wheelchair than a bike. Yeah, plus 75 Fixie points. You cone. You know you're really fixie when you have a carbon fork to save weight and then a heavy AF arrow spoke that costs more than the rest of your bike. It's like you started your build with the arrow spoke and then realized, oh shoot, I need a bike for this wheel. And then just scrounged whatever Hypebeast Fixie garbage from 2012 you could find in the parts bin. This arrow spoke gets plus 53 Fixie points. The hipster in me has always liked the Bianchi Super Pista, and matching it with Dura-Ace hubs and an NJS drivetrain, I dig it. The only criticism that I have of this bike is that your crankset and your chainring are silver, while your top components are black. I think it would be really nice if you had black 75s instead of silver ones, so it would echo the black and silver pattern of your Dura-Ace hubs. Otherwise, this is a bike that I would ride and then introduce to my parents. Plus 86 Fixie points. Another bike from your favorite bike brand, Unknown Bicycles. Unknown? I've never met her. Whoa, no way, what cranks are those? I've never seen those before. Wow, you must be really cool and have lots of friends for being so original. Wow, what C-post is that? I bet it's so original that it doesn't provide any real-world benefits and would be a pain in the butt to replace if it got stolen. Wow, is that a front wheel? That's kind of cool. Good photography. I'm actually not being sarcastic, but I just cannot turn off the sarcasm. You get plus 69 Fixie points. That's a fierce bike. It's so fierce, I suddenly have the urge to eat Frosted Flakes. Alright. You had my support until the tattoo? Well, you see, son, when I was your age, our video games had these graphics called 8-bits because the technology at the time was so primitive, and we could not fathom what rendered polygons even looked like. Well, no, there was no bicycle games. I just thought I'd be really original by combining two things that I like. No, son, it's not stupid. You just don't understand. Is your arm bleeding in this picture? It is. You're from the Philippines, so you probably have 12 nurses in your family. They can get that patched up. The fact that you're going low pro and you're actually going full low pro with drop bars and not trying to compensate with risers like most people do, well-spec'd, original, you get plus 89 Fixie points. Our channel sponsor, Wabi Cycles, is the epitome of what makes cycling fun. Every one of Wabi's design choices are meticulously made to give you the purest ride quality for the money. And Wabi executes those choices perfectly with master craftsmen right here in Taiwan and a friendly bike shop in Denver, Colorado that is eager to answer your questions and get you on a bike that you'll love. This amounts to efficient, elegant, and timeless bikes that you can get from a passionate group of fellow cyclists. Wabi's relentless attention to detail results in Wallace, my 58 centimeter Wabi Special, weighing in at 17.5 pounds or 7.97 kilograms straight out of the box. That's well under 20 pounds for a completely steel lugged frame set that has no carbon components. That weight isn't just for quoting and impressing other cyclists though. It results in the best riding experience that I've ever had on a bike, with a snappy, responsive, and lively bike that only top shelf steel can bring. That pure fun makes it easy for me to ride Wallace, my Wabi Special, as my only bike as I travel throughout Asia. So if you're looking for the bike that could very well put an end to your search for the perfect bike, consider checking out Wabi Cycles, linked at the top of the description, because it really is the closest thing that I've ridden to the perfect bike. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, or if you think it sucked, be sure to give it a thumbs down. And life is short, but don't make it shorter. So if you haven't ridden your bike yet today, stop watching me right now and ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous.